Scott and Scooter, the thing is, and I loved your comment on that, which is, look, Bitcoin is the apex digital asset. It is digital gold, right?
Mark Yusko, founder, CIO, and managing director of Morgan Creek Capital Investments, told Scott Melker in his most recent interview that Bitcoin will perform better than expected in the coming months. For the first time in 2 years, Bitcoin's price has gone above $52,000. A famous hedge fund manager says this is just a sneak peek at what 2015 will bring. Mark believes that the crypto summer is still ongoing because prices are steadily rising instead of fluctuating like they did in the crypto winter. Mark thinks there will be spikes from June to the following year. Mark does warn us about one more dip before the event in April, though. Mark doesn't think the dip will make things better, but he does think it will be fun. Bloomberg reports that a judge let Genesis Global Holdco LC sell its $1.3 billion in Bitcoin purchases. You can trade Genesis Bitcoin shares for Bitcoin or cash. People in the crypto world are worried about the market now that it has dropped. People have told Genesis to sell slowly and with a plan. Mark thinks that the U.S. tax season will cause Bitcoin prices to drop, but he's not worried about it. Mark is still positive about 2024 with Bitcoin and other coins. These are some of Mark's words. This video needs to be watched, liked, and shared to get more movies like this. Click post notification and enter your email address.
I think we are exactly on schedule. And I've actually been talking about this for a while. It doesn't matter. And I've talking about it every Friday on my on the Margin Show for over a year, that the 4-year cycle exists because of the halving, right? Halving embeds this natural proclivity for price to rise. Otherwise, the miners, who are integral to the success of the protocol, would find themselves in a pinch because their electricity costs and space costs are fixed. So long story short, you have this cycle, and the cycle is exacerbated by humans, like the people watching the show. And, there are investors, people who buy assets when they're below their fair value. There are traders who don't give a shit about fair value. They just like to trade movement. There are speculators, which are the other side of hedgers. Hedgers are people who produce things and have to sell, like the miners or oil producers. But then there are the gamblers, and the gamblers are the people who don't understand or really care. They just want number go up, and then they buy on leverage. And that's what pushes us to the crazy parabolic blow off top and
jet.
Fair value. We're nowhere close to the speculative top. This is fair value. Fair value, according to Tim's Metcalfe's Law model, and I've been using the Metcalfe's Law model since 2014. Metcalfe's Law is the definitive way of calculating the value of a network, any network, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Apple, whether it's Bitcoin. And so the Metcalfe's Law model said the fair value is about 52,000. Now I've been rounding it to 50 to make it easy. But when we were at 25, not that long ago, I was like, look, we're going to migrate slowly toward fair value of 50. And guess what? Here we are, almost up to the halving. But then what happens is the halving in previous cycles doubles the fair value. Like, well, what do you mean? Well, think about it. If the block rewards go down in half, the price has to adjust upward 100% to the revenues the same. Now, this time there's a subtle difference. So what I was saying before ordinals was that at the halving this year, now it's going to be April 8th, which is kind of a coincidence. That is a total solar eclipse, which I think is an interesting day to have the halving. But anyway, and so that 100K number was my base case. But then ordinals happened and transactions went up and transaction fees went up. So it's possible, and I'm still working on this part. It's possible that fair value only goes to 75 or 80. Let's just say 75. So then the investors have been buying all this time up to fair value. Okay. Well, now we have new people. We have traders, we have speculators because the hedgers are selling. The gamblers haven't even showed up yet. once they show up and once the leverage starts, then we go right through fair value. So right past 75. Probably in history, we go to 2.3x.
I was going to say we more than doubled it. Yeah.
Yeah, at the peak. We go to 2.3x at the peak. So we went to 69 on a fair value of 30 or 68 it was. And so I don't think we'll go 2.3 times because I think there's less leverage. I think we go 2 times fair value. That's 150. So sometime between Thanksgiving this year and June of the following year, that's when we see the new all-time high, and then then we'll have another crash. And you tweet about this, right? And then get prepared, right? That we will go past fair value, and we will then have people come in and say, "Okay, I need to be short this," and the cycle will start all over again, and that's fine. The thing is, and I loved your comment on that, which is, look, Bitcoin is the eighth digital asset. It is digital gold, right? Ethereum, world computer, probably, pretty big deal. Then there's a few other cryptocurrencies that could maybe have a role, maybe not. We'll see. They're still vying for it. Then there's the thousands of utility tokens that are basically public or liquid venture capital. Pre-seed stage, not even seed stage, pre-seed stage venture capital. The loss ratio on pre-seed stage venture capital is in the high 90s, 97, 98, 99. So the vast majority of those projects are going to zero. Now, that doesn't mean they don't go up first, but the vast majority of them will go to zero. And if you're rifle shooting in those projects, find a different occupation, because if you scattershot, a shotgun blast, okay, build a portfolio, position size right, take some profits. That's fine. But yeah, if you're betting it all on one number, yes, somebody will win, and we'll have to hear incessantly about them winning. But the average person...
At the same time, BlackRock is reportedly adding more Bitcoin to its spot Bitcoin ETF. As of February 14th, 2024, the largest asset manager in the world had 10,969 Bitcoin in its ETF and 9,955 in cash, totaling more than $5.6 billion in net assets. With a total of 3,398 million point doubles brought in on February 14th, the BlackRock Pot Bitcoin ETS, ADA GBTC, and the Newborn 9 have received over $4.1 billion in inflows since their launch. Given the unprecedented and ongoing success of the ETS, investors are predicting even larger price gains for Bitcoin in the weeks and months to come. What do you think? Leave a comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and enable post notifications for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.